tension broke out in Edo State when political thugs attacked some opposition figures. Shortly after the formal defection of the Labour Party candidate in the 2024 Edo State governorship election, Olumide Akpata, to the African Democratic Congress ADC, the armed men stormed the secretariat, vandalizing property and injuring other members. The attackers also trailed party leaders and supporters to the residence of an ADC chieftain, John Oyegun, where shots were fired. Reacting to the attack, the state's Governor Okpebholo condemned the attack, blaming the incident on the internal party conflict that has bedeviled the ADC. I mean, BKO, tell me, what was your initial reaction when this news broke?
My reaction was one of shock. And I was just praying that it didn't get worse. And that because sometimes when this kind of story breaks, you don't have all the details. You don't know whether there were fatalities, whether some people were caught in the crossfire. So I was just praying that this thing was not worse than initially reported. It's a good thing that in the end we cannot report any deaths, despite the fact that expended bullet shells were found at the scene. But it also sends the right message that we should be vigilant. Politicians must also take their security seriously. If you are organizing this kind of get-together, you must also have protection. Get the police to provide security so that you can withstand thugs who could see the get-together as an opportunity to foment trouble. I have read that within their party that there is disagreement, that some people are already feeling marginalized, that there is some level of maybe distrust or veiled rancor between the two dominant presidential hopefuls in the party. And some people are saying that it is the aggrieved party that stormed that place because it felt marginalized. It didn't feel carried along. I don't have all the details, but this is what I heard. Just as I've said, politicians have to be vigilant, and whatever misunderstanding they have, they should be resolved within their party. There should not be a resort to violence. Because a resort to violence is not what we want to see, especially as we are approaching an election. No life should be lost on account of the ambition of a politician. So I'm happy that no life was lost. I don't know who did it, but it's not right to go and open fire at people who are holding a meeting somewhere. It's wrong, and the police need to go after the perpetrators of this illegal act and bring them to book.
The Edo State government, said that they blamed the incident on internal party rifts, just like what BK also said. Now, how do you respond to this?
Well, when I saw the Labour Party 2023 presidential, candidate spoke, he fell short of, blaming the ruling party in the state, for the incident. And that now made me to try to dig further to find out. And apart from the personal findings I did, I also saw reports emerge later. From then, I now started adding one together, because I recall that before now, as early as February, the two camps within the ADC were threatening each other. Now, the man who is leading the, let me not call it assault, but who is leading the war against Oyegun within ADC in Edo, is the pioneer chief whip of the Senate at the inception of this Fourth Republic in 1999. And from history, himself and Oyegun has never been in the same political party. Oyegun started with APP, later AMPP, ACN, APC, before ADC. Now, Roland Owe has always been in PDP. Okay. Until around August or so last year, when he moved to ADC. So Roland Owe has been complaining that they are being sidelined. And you know, Edo politics can be volatile. Give it to them. They know how to do it very well when it comes to you know, things like that. So my concern is, rather than try to blame a party that you know deep inside you had no hand in what is happening to you, I think you should concentrate your energy in trying to resolve, you know, the crisis. So I think the government had to issue the statement because, don't forget, the governor, you know, had made some comments, some remarks in the past, you know, and based on those remarks, anybody who want to hang it on the neck, you know,
even without evidence.
Even without evidence, they want to hang it, and I am sure that was why Mr. Peter Obi spoke the way he spoke. You know, because if you listen to his remark, he fell short of saying that it was the government that was responsible until we started seeing,
you know, all the facts started emerging.
You know, all the facts. And by the time you put the facts together with the happenings within the ADC, you need not look too far for where, you know, the thing is coming from. And like BKO advocated, I will appeal to them. They should find a way of resolving their, you know, internal squabble. You see, it happens when you have, is it bed of strange fellows, they call it, you know. Coming together. I've just told you.
Strange bedfellows.
Strange bedfellows, thank you, sir. They have never had anything to do together before.
And they found themselves
in the same.
So it would
battle for
supremacy. It's battle for supremacy. Roland has always been in PDP. That's it. He has always been in PDP, and he's a tough man. He's a senior politician. He has been in politics since '79. He was elected member of House of Reps in 1979. You know, so he has been in politics since then. You know, so. And, you know, Oyegun also being the former national chairman of the APC, who, even if he cannot fight, he will have people behind him that will ledger. You understand? So I think they should find a way of resolving their, you know, internal squabbles and not create unnecessary tension.
And the thing is, if there are people who are known to be fomenting trouble, I think the police needs to do its work. We can't have people causing problem all over the place. I still think that the police should identify those behind these attacks.
But were you surprised? Were you surprised when the former presidential candidate was already pointing fingers? Oh, it's the governor.
But he said he did not directly say that. Since he did not directly say that, so if he had the cheek to directly say that, then one will know what to say. But if he did not directly accuse them, then it won't be fair to.
Yeah, but do you think there should be some sort of a standard security protocol for high-profile political visits, you know, across states? If you're coming to your state, maybe get some security clearance, safety first. What do you think?
No, it's not. You know, I do not even subscribe to asking for permission. from a governor. It's just a notification.
A
Even
notification.
courtesy demands that, even across party lines, courtesy demands that you are going to a place.
Yes.
Oh boy, I enter your town tomorrow. Take care of yourself. You know, things like that. It's just letting you know, because something could happen for which you even need him.
Yeah, that's true.
Because he's the chief security officer of the state. If anything happens, it's on him. If anything happens, it's on him. So, and I've seen people, big men, go to states, they just let the governor know that they are in town. Not as a way of seeking permission for him about places to go and all that. No, far from it. It's just notification. That I've seen a governor who even sent his own escort cars to go and bring someone from the airport. Someone from a different party.
Yeah.
Okay.
But everything we just politicize. We just politicize. I agree that the governor should never have said, oh, as a new sheriff in town, you must take permission. No. But notification, just notify this person, oh, I dey enter town tomorrow. How you dey? I dey enter town tomorrow. I just say, may I tell you, say I dey enter town. Make I tell you, no mean say, make you give me permission to enter. You understand?
Okay.
So he knows, once he's notified like that, he knows that he must do his utmost to ensure that he's protected. You know? So that is the thing. That's the whole idea. Maybe the way that message was relayed was not tidy enough, it was finicky, but it didn't necessitate all the noise that was being made at that time. We deliberately misunderstand ourselves too much in this country. And Peter Obi makes some comments that sometimes you just ask yourself, what really is his goal? What is his end goal?
Objective.
You know? What is his end goal? Demarketing his country, not seeing anything good in what his country has done. A country that you want to rule. For example, these foreign reserves that are rising. You cannot say it's not a positive.
They will never see it in that
Yes.
light.
But no, they don't see
They will
anything
never see
good
it in
because
that
they
light.
hate the man who is the president. Good opposition figures would sometimes admit that, oh, this is a positive side. This is part of what we've been telling you to do. That doesn't mean you're advertising him to other people. It's just acknowledging, because if he runs the country well, it is to everyone's benefit. If he runs the country badly, it is to everyone's disadvantage. We all suffer. So that's the thing.
Okay, your parting thoughts on this matter?
Well, I think as we approach the elections, we appeal to our politicians to play by the rule. The idea of informing your colleague, it's something I have experienced when I was in government. Tambua, I remember the former speaker, he was then governor of Sokoto. He was coming to Osun. He put a call through to my principal, and we extended courtesies to him. You know, that, and they were, both of them belong to different political parties at the time. You know, so it's just a way of extending courtesy, and private, if anything happens around the area, you know what to do immediately. But if you are not aware that it's top and something, I mean,
there could be. But anyway,
sure that's
it's a fine place for us to leave it. Ismail Omikpedo, thank you so much for coming around. Appreciate you. BKO, thank you very much. And that's it on Journalist Hangout today. Join us tomorrow for another episode of the program. You can watch the repeat broadcast of this episode tonight at 11. Join us on Sunday from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. for Journalist Hangout on Sunday. We are on YouTube at youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. I am Benga Oreshegun. Bye for now, and God bless Nigeria.